everybody, welcome to Stock Picks by Tim. I've got 3 stocks for you guys today. We're also going to get into Bitcoin real quick and the nice rally we had. These are all gonna pertain to infrastructure and Bitcoin, but we're gonna get into this. Let's go. All right, my friends. First, we're going to start out with CleanSpark, ticker symbol CLSK. Now, remember, we do have an analyst price target of $50, and this analyst is actually in the top 50 out of 7,000. So keep that in mind, guys, as we get into CleanSpark. Now, first off, I do want to show you Bitcoin and the crazy rally we're just having. This was Saturday that I placed this bullish pennant, and we just broke out of it and have continued upwards. But keep in mind, RSI, it could potentially pull back into the market. Typically, what people see most recently is how the effect is going to be on all the Bitcoin miners. So if Bitcoin rises Friday and Saturday, but then drops Sunday, most likely that's going to be a negative effect on the Bitcoin miners, but there's always discrepancies in there, but just keep in mind about that. But we are now at new high. We're working on new highs here. If we can work towards that 67, I kind of doubt it's going to happen, today or tomorrow, but if we can stay up here, we are forming a bull flag. So if we can stay up here, just consolidate, I do think CleanSpark will do pretty good. And when you combine that with the infrastructure bill and the fact that CleanSpark is battery storage, solar, I think CleanSpark is set to break out. And now actually getting into CleanSpark's chart here, we had that huge drop. And this is another reason I want to buy this one. If you look at it, we are oversold on the RSI on the 1 month and on the 5-day. So keep that in mind. I think short term, this thing is primed to break out, especially with Bitcoin and especially with that infrastructure deal. I think this one is just going to do fantastic. And remember, guys, everything with Bitcoin mining comes down to energy, and CleanSpark is just in the prime position. For every Bitcoin they mine, they're going to be looking at about $5,000 spent. So that is a fantastic deal. I believe that's just about the best in the industry from what I've found. But let me know if I'm wrong. But this is the first stock, and I'm extremely bullish on CleanSpark. And next up, I want to get into Sphere 3D. The ticker symbol on that is ANYNE, and this one's supposed to be merging with Griffin Mining at some point. Still waiting for an announcement. Keep in mind, even though this hasn't merged with Griffin, this is still a Bitcoin mining play, guys. And before I get into that and my detail of why, I like to typically buy it in this bottom channel, and then I will sell it somewhere in the top channel. I'm looking at this as a buy, although it could potentially pull back a little bit, but to me, I don't think we're going to see the 6s again. I think we're going to stay up here, if not move higher. And 3D Sphere is a Bitcoin play without Griffin in the picture because they secured an order for 60,000 Bitcoin miners. Now keep in mind, this was in September. They're expected to get them in November. So we could hear any time now about them getting their first deliveries in November here. But right now, we're looking at about 60,000 Antminers, and this has nothing to do with Griffin. Griffin is a whole nother subject, but that is why I'm bullish on any, and I think the chart is looking pretty good as well. Now next, we're actually going to get into a stock that I haven't talked about once yet on this channel. We're going to get into CLNE, that's Clean Energy Fuels, and the price target right now by the analyst is 1167, representing a 35% upside. And you will see here though that the most recent analyst was a sell, okay, without any price target. But I will show you right here. This is when they place that price target. It could be right here at about $13, or it could be at around $10. But they did place this price target right around this upper range when we were trading very high. So, it depends on what they think now. I bet you where they see it now, it could potentially be a hold or a buy. But, keep in mind that that last analyst did see it. It was when it was up here. So that's, I would disregard that. We're trading way lower now. We're at the $8 range. But, there's a very big possibility with infrastructure news. And with a nice rally today, we could see this around $10 potentially. And if you actually look at the chart, to me, it looks like a pretty good zone to buy. I see the downside right around that $8 level. We are just bouncing off of oversold on the RSI. And it almost looks like we're forming a nice W pattern, a nice double bottom. We could move higher, we could fill this gap, but to me, this is an easy swing trade. I'll probably be getting this in the pre-market, and if you guys want access to the pre-market and you don't have access yet, consider Webull. I've got a link below. I'll leave a link in the top comment or something, but that is just about all I got for you guys. I'm very excited for this week. I hate the weekends, and yeah, just very excited for this next trading week. Feeling very positive here. Let me know what your guys' top stocks for this week are, and maybe I'll feature them in the next video. But thanks again, as always, guys, and I will see you next time. Sorry, my friends, I forgot to say that I'm actually going to add a clip from the Clean Energy CLNE conference call. And I think you guys want to listen to this real quick, but I will leave that at the end here, and we'll just close off with that.
The sales team brought in our biggest customer in the company's history, Amazon, which was sold on the idea of fueling their new fleet of heavy-duty trucks with our RNG. The team also signed our first LNG bunkering contract with World Fuel Services for 2 cargo ships operated by Pasha out of the port of Long Beach. When the ships begin their regular routes back and forth from Hawaii, they're expected to operate on LNG that reduces nitrous oxide emissions by 90% and carbon dioxide by 25% compared to the incumbent shipping fuel. The contract is for 5 years, and we anticipate volumes to be at least 78 million LNG gallons. Our engineering and construction group continues to expand our fueling footprint around the continent with 66 different station projects in progress.
Thank you, Andrew, and good afternoon, everyone. Our third quarter financial results were highlighted by continued volume growth, increased natural gas pricing helping drive revenues higher, and year-over-year improvements in our effective margin per gallon. We also improved our cash and investment position to $260 million at the end of the third quarter compared to $254 million at the end of the second quarter.